Today we have a big box all the way from Germany. Welcome back to the mix. I'm ABD. Today we're unboxing a very large box from a known retailer, Thomann, across the pond in Germany. They make the brand Harley Benton, and the only place to get a Harley Benton is from Thomann. They are super affordable guitars, and they are some of the best, if not the best, affordable guitars. I've reviewed just one of them on my channel before, and you can find that right here if you'd like to watch it. But Harley Benton, great stuff. Maybe the best budget. Some people would say Squire, other people would say Harley Benton. They're a little more expensive to get in the US than if you live in Germany or the UK or other parts of the EU. It's more affordable to get one of these. I have two guitars here. One is a double cut Gibson type guitar, and the other is a classical nylon string. But the best way to get guitars from Harley Benton if you're in the US or from Thomann is to get two guitars, because then you save the money on shipping. You basically pay the same amount of money to ship one guitar that you do two. They recently also opened a reverb shop where you can go and buy a number of their guitars. They don't have everything, but they have all their most popular ones, and they're a little more expensive there, probably because they have to pay reverb fees, and they already had shipped it to the US because it's a US warehouse. But it's still more affordable to get a Harley Benton, or more than one Harley Benton, from Thomann. We'll talk more about the guitars after we open it, and then we'll do two separate full reviews for each guitar in the future. But for now, let's open it up. So I think the best thing to do is to turn it on its side here. There's just staples on the side that we're just going to have to kind of rip through. I think we'll have two separate smaller boxes inside. And so we can pull both of them out. And I think we'll open the acoustic first. So we have plastic around the outside, and then we have this kind of cloth cover. And then the moment we've been waiting for. So it's interesting here, the wood, the body wood, is basswood. Basswood? How do you say that? You can put in the comments how you say that. I always say basswood. Covering. Parchment paper covering. In case you want to make cookies later. That's really nice of them to include that in case you want to make cookies. So classical guitars, very big fretboard, like wide, and very flat fretboard, like 16-inch radius. So it is in fact out of tune. I'm going to tune it up so we can hear briefly what it sounds like. This is the cheapest classical guitar you can get from Harley Benton, and it is $70 before shipping, and then shipping is usually $80 for one guitar or two. That's why we got two here. Too high. E, A, D. Looks like the nut needs to be cut a little better for the G string. Why do they never cut that well? So we're definitely having trouble staying in tune, that's for sure. These tuners are not good at all. Maybe the strings probably need to stretch. They are nylon and all that. And then the intonation, I feel like, is not right. And for an acoustic, you can't really fix that. There's nothing you can really do to change that. So it doesn't sound terrible, but it doesn't sound that great either. And the tuning stability and maybe the intonation is not super great. It just keeps falling out of tune, just over and over again. So that's disappointing. Charge me more money and put better tuners on it, Thomann. So that's one guitar. Let's open up the other one. And so the second one we have is more exciting. I think Harley Benton is more known for their electric guitars. Here we have a double cut Junior, which is like a Les Paul double cut, and this one is in Pelham Blue, which you have a hard time getting from Gibson. I don't know if they even make a double cut in Pelham Blue. Outside of the Rick Beato signature guitar that they make, I don't know that you can get a double cut in Pelham Blue like you can from Harley Benton. So that's enough talking about it. Let's open it. There's tape on the back. Packaged in a similar box. Harley Benton on the front. Even more padding inside here. They like to include this sticker, if you could see it. Rescue. In case of emergency, rescue my guitars. Not me. My guitars. There's more foam padding in here, but we have the same plastic covering. We have some silica gel that I'll eat later. We have an Allen key just shoved into the cardboard there. but very similar plastic and cloth covering over the guitar here. Rubber band tightly on. Remove the plastic. More silica gel for me to eat later. Another rubber band. And then we have boxes. We have boxes, everybody. Oy. And then we have the guitar in its silicone or whatever plastic wrapping. A double cut junior in Pelham Blue, which I could tell you is a pretty good representation of Gibson's Pelham Blue. It seems to shine in the light, pretty much like their blue. Usually with Epiphone, you get like an aged Pelham Blue, which has like green added to it to mimic the aging that the nitro lacquer does. Even though like on an Epiphone they don't do a nitro finish, they do a poly, they kind of add some green to it to mimic that aging that happens to Pelham Blue where it turns kind of a greenish. Here, you don't have that. It's blue. Very blue, in fact. You have one P90 Roswell pickup in the bridge. They also make another version of this, which is called the Double Cut Fat, and it has a fatter neck, and it has, instead of a P90, it has a humbucker that looks like a P90, similar to like Billy Joe Armstrong plays, or he has in his signature guitar from Gibson. It's a humbucker. Here, true P90, no fat neck, and no coil splitting or anything like that because it's a single coil pickup. You have a badass style bridge, that's what they call that, where it can be adjusted, the individual saddles. And then you have an Amaranth fingerboard, which is Purple Heart, which I think feels good, and I could tell you the frets feel good. Then you have a tag up here that has been fished through the strings, and it is on one of the strings, the high E string. I'm going to cut it without looking. The knife was upside down. Now we're going to cut it without looking. Look at that. Okay, we did it. Fantastic. We didn't do a very good job. Okay. It is on one of the tuners, and you pull it off like that. The tuners are vintage, the white little chiclet style. The headstock is a Harley Benton shaped headstock. You have a volute on the back for stability and strength of the neck, so it doesn't break if you drop it. You have a pickguard that covers up here because there's only one pickup. Only one pickup, like a junior, like a Les Paul Junior. And I believe it has a graphite nut, and it has a 12-inch or 205 millimeter radius. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I don't use the Queen's metrics. I use the foots and the inches and stuff. I have a Les Paul type, like standard Les Paul Harley Benton, that I still have not reviewed for the channel, which is a great guitar. Probably, if not definitely, the best budget single cut guitar you can get easily, cheaply from Thomann, Harley Benton, now on Reverb. But like we talked about, still cheaper to get directly from Thomann. You have a badass style bridge where you can adjust the individual saddles, which is better than a Gibson. A Gibson is just a piece of metal on an angle, and it's like, yeah, there you go, there's your intonation. An Epiphone, you might have the lightning style where you have the raised piece of metal to kind of help the intonation. Here, you can adjust every saddle to your liking, to how you need it to intonate the guitar perfectly. And it looks really good, doesn't it? It feels really good. It's probably about 7.5, 7.6 pounds, around there, maybe lighter, 7.4, something like that. Dot inlays, a C-shaped neck, and let's plug it in very quickly to get a quick sound demo. And then in the future, we're going to do a full review of this and the acoustic, and I could already tell you this is probably going to get a better review or score than the acoustic, but just a quick demo, because we'll save most of it for a full review. The input jack feels pretty good. We have no pedals on, but just a little bit of reverb in the post of the amp. That was it with the volume at like 50. And if we go all the way up, and so there you go. That's a quick demo of the guitar. The bridge position with a P90 is not my favorite P90. I do love the neck position of a P90 because it's really thick and creamy. And so I am missing that here with the one pickup. I wish they made a double cut with 2 pickups, but this pickup still sounds great. The guitar still looks great. So stay tuned for in the future when I review both of these guitars in separate videos. And I'm excited to spend some more time with these guitars, get to know them, and ultimately review them for you. So until next time, play double cuts in Pell and Blue because they're cool, dude. Take care now. And what we've all been waiting for. And oh, we have another rubber band here. Feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. No, do you believe? Is it in tune? Basically in tune all the way from Germany. I love when my guitar comes from Germany in tune. That's what I like about Germany. There's a Harley Benton. Oop.